The canvas of a human life is rarely prepared with a smooth, pristine surface. Rather, it is often a jagged, weathered expanse that requires the most aggressive sanding and the deepest priming before it can truly hold the weight of a masterpiece. To understand why your hardest days are shaping your best self, you must look at the process of creation not as a series of easy brushstrokes, but as a violent, transformative struggle between the artist and the medium. When an artist approaches a raw piece of timber or a blank, intimidating canvas, the initial acts of creation often look like destruction. You see the saw cutting through the grain, the chisel striking the stone, and the heavy, dark underpainting that obscures the light. In those moments, if the wood or the stone could feel, it would only feel the loss of its original form. It would feel the pain of being carved away. But as any professional who has spent a lifetime in the studio knows, without that carving there is no silhouette. Without that friction there is no polish. Your hardest days are those heavy, rhythmic strikes of the chisel. They are not designed to break you, though they feel like they might. They are designed to remove the excess, the parts of your character that are soft, the habits that no longer serve your vision, and the superficial layers that hide the strength of the grain beneath. Think of the way oil paint behaves when it is forced into a complex gradient. To achieve the most profound depth, an artist cannot simply use bright, cheerful pigments. If you want to paint a sunrise that actually moves someone to tears, you must first understand the deepest indigos and the most oppressive blacks of the night that preceded it. The shadow is what gives the light its authority. Your own life, the periods of struggle, the days where the weight of the world feels like a physical pressure against your chest, are the dark values of your personal composition. Without them, your life would be a flat, overexposed image with no contrast and no soul. It is the grit of the struggle that provides the tooth for the next layer of your growth to latch onto. In the studio, we know that a surface that is too slick, too perfect, and too unchallenged will never hold paint. It will peel, it will fade. It will slide off. You need the texture of hardship to make the triumph stick. You are being scuffed by life right now so that the brilliance of your future self has something permanent to hold onto. There is a specific kind of beauty found in the concept of Österusk Puntamunta Österusk, where an artist changes their mind during the process of painting, leaving traces of the previous work beneath the new layers. Often these mistakes or abandoned paths actually make the final piece more valuable because they provide a history, a physical record of the struggle to find the right form. Your hardest days are your personal Österusk Puntamunta Österusk. They are the layers of wrong turns and failed attempts that provide the structural complexity of who you are becoming. A person who has never struggled is like a digital print, perfect, repeatable, and ultimately hollow. But a person who has been through the fire, who has had to scrape back their own ego and start again when the composition fell apart, is an original oil painting. You have texture, you have depth, you have a story that can be felt with the fingers as much as seen with the eyes. As you navigate these difficult hours, remember that the most intense heat is reserved for the strongest steel, and the most aggressive carving is reserved for the finest marble. The universe does not waste its most challenging lessons on those who have no potential for greatness. If your days feel heavy, it is because you are being prepared to carry a heavy influence. You are being taught the mechanics of resilience so that when you finally stand in your light, you aren't just a flicker, you are a beacon. The masterpiece is not the final result. The masterpiece is the person you become while you are trying to finish the work. Every tear shed is a drop of solvent cleaning the brush. Every moment of doubt is the pause an artist takes to step back and see the bigger picture. Trust the process of your own refinement. You are being shaped into something that the world has never seen before, and though the carving is painful, the reveal will be legendary. Stay with the work. Stay with the struggle. The best version of you is already there, hidden inside the stone, waiting for these hard days to finish their job of setting you free.